Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy Appears video with Fat Phil. Today, we're going to be talking era battles, and this is kind of coming off the back of this Nightfall era battle that we're getting as a mate good, because the Jocasta it was bugged where she would keep throwing her rifle and basically make it impossible for you to win that event. Well, guess what guys? The bug is still there. The mate good event is still bugged, and that's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big problem. So we're going to talk about the impact there, but then also just kind of look at these era battles and ask yourself some questions about, is it worth building for them? Era battles are a little bit different than the legacy assault battles, but we're going to kind of break down and explain kind of if there's still value to trying to get those characters to those thresholds, or if it's better just to kind of hold off because they're kind of a moment in time sort of thing where it only makes sense to invest if you are going to be wailing on them. So with that said, guys, let's get in here. Let's kind of analyze this. Let's talk about the impact, the incompetence, because we got to get a little bit hard on CG at this point here. That the fact this isn't fixed is extremely frustrating. All right, folks. So yeah, Nightfall. Now, I already did my sims. Like, I don't bother playing these, and so one of my channel members, shout out Exonix, he basically sent the he sent me this picture, right? So we're gonna flip over to the screen capture here to that Discord picture, because it is just lovely. So he sent me this, right, where you see Jocasta in the rifle stance. He's only got Scorch left, and you can see that the ability there is on cooldown, so like she'll be able to use it again, and you can't win from here, right? Like you're not able to win from that. So it's a big deal, right? And it's really frustrating for a player like him who is more in the lower end of the game, comparative to me. This event is now unplayable for him, right? So now what's happening is this is a second event that I'm able to get the rewards, and the rewards aren't just, this stuff here, but think 5 Gerda keypads, 5 droid brains, 5 Omicrons. Like, that's a big deal. So if this doesn't get fixed immediately, they're going to have to issue another make good event in which I'll get the same rewards as he did, plus I got them from 2 other previous iterations. So now we're kind of approaching this point where, as much as he's like, oh, well, I got my rewards, I lost an advantage. He lost an advantage to everybody else who's been able to do this event extra times because they'd already gotten through it. So that is really frustrating. Like, I'm not going to pretend that this isn't a big deal, even if, they do another make good. Like, I will love it. I'll get extra resources, but I'd be pissed if I was on the lower end and all these high-end players, the rich, get richer from this event because they can just press sim and move on with their life. So, this is really frustrating, and it's embarrassing at this point. It really is embarrassing. I don't know how you fix that, but something has to happen. Something's got to give. So, yeah. Now, kind of get through that part a bit, right? It's still bugged. I don't know. I haven't seen any communication from CG yet, one way or the other, on, if that's going to be, investigated, fixed. I don't know what's going to happen there. Something should happen, though. However, it does bring up the question just with these era battles on, are they still worth investing in beyond this ridiculous bug incompetence that we're going through? So I'm going to kind of break down the 3 that are active in the game, and then we'll talk about the one that's going to, or I guess 4 that are active in the game so far, because they are going to then get introduced for these era characters once they become legacy content. We should be getting some additional era battles for them in the legacy content. So let's kind of break this down a bit. So the first one is the Nightfall era. In my opinion, even if ignoring the raid, these are no-brainer Relic 9s. This is a Galactic Legend team. If you are in a position where you have access to Relic 9s, this is like a no-brainer Relic 9 situation. Now, I do not think that these Relic 9s are as important for your account in terms of ROI as Ahsoka, the Poncho Bros, or Imperial Remnants. Those are in their own category. The assault battles are in their own category of, value. These are in a category of, this is a Galactic Legend team. This is a GL team. So, the value that Enoch and them are bringing to your roster, listen, they're decent characters. You're going to get some use out of them, equip some Omicrons. You're going to be doing good. These clone troopers go with Lord Vader. That is an end game team that you're going to use from now until like the end of time, most likely, right? That's how good this team is. So investing in Relic 9s makes a lot of sense because of how good they are, and getting the Nightfall era battle a couple of times a year is going to be super nice. We don't know the true cadence, right? We're not sure on the true cadence. But if you just think even 3 times a year, which would be like the anniversary, the holidays, like for Christmas, they always do some special stuff, and then like May the 4th. If you even got this era battle 3 times a year, that is still some very good rewards inside of a team that you want at Relic 9 because they're on a Galactic Legend, let alone because they're going to get you some additional rewards along the way. So I can feel pretty confident telling you that I think that's a very solid investment for you, and that down the line that is valuable, right? So I don't feel off kind of giving you that advice. And that's ignoring the raid, because I stand by this kind of point. I'm not going to recommend you build things specifically for a raid. Like, let's say it takes you a couple of months to get these guys to Relic 9. You're not going to have them long enough in the raid that the raid should be a factor. If you could get them to Relic 9 today, maybe the raid becomes a factor. But even ignoring the raid, I still think these are really worth the investment. One moment here before we get to our next team. I don't know if you can see my husky right here, but he's staring at me because he wants to go outside. So give me 1 sec. All right, Bubba. Go on, Zeus. All right, so the next one we're going to cover here is the Jedi Vanguard. Now, for Jedi Vanguard here, the Relic 9 is a no, right? For me, that's probably a no. Like, I'm not going to take these characters to Relic 9. I just don't think that's worth it. But the thing is, the Relic 7 tier gets you Relic 9 mats. In that era battle, when I did the Relic 7 tier with Jedi Master Mace Windu, I got Relic 9 mats. So the Relic 7 there is a ridiculous investment in terms of being able to start netting some of those materials. That's a great decision. I think that's a very smart move. I don't like the Relic 9 on this team as much because they're a decent team, right? I'm not going to say that they're bad. They're a decent team. They've got like Territory War Omicron. They've got GAC Omicrons. They're pretty good in territory battles. Like, there's a lot, like, they're good in a lot of areas. They're just not a Galactic Legend team. I think a lot of you probably have other Relic priorities than this team, but getting them to 7 to earn some extra Relic 9 mats, that's well worth it. That's just a smart investment decision. Think 3 times a year for a couple of Relic 7s, and you're going to get Relic 9 materials. Sign me up every day of the week and twice on Tuesdays. So yeah, I think Relic 7 is a great stopping point to ensure you get those rewards. Now, Galactic Legend Hondo. Now, I have OG Hondo here, so he's a requirement. The thing that a lot of people have been asking is, oh, do I need to bring up one of these guys to Relic 9? Can I just use him? Well, number one, in terms of incompetence, we still don't have the Relic 9 tier of Smugglers Run 3. We were told that there would be a Relic 9 tier for this. We still don't have that yet. So there's still no Relic 9 tier for this event, which is just another, like, slap in the face a little bit, especially with Nightfall going on, where, you know, you've convinced us to do all these Relic 9s. You've told us that we would need them to do these things. And then they're bugged. They're not there. They're missing. And it's just like, what are we doing at this point? You know, like, what are we doing? But what I'm going to say here is that, you know, yes, I recognize that OG Hondo is a requirement. The team is here. The team is the dark side guys. Smee, Silvo, Vayne, Brutus. This is the team you want with Hondo. Again, it's very similar to the Dark Side clones with Lord Vader. It's worth it because it's a Galactic Legend team. If you've got the Relic 9s that you can spare, you're in the end game, this is a great team to take to Relic 9 because of what they do for you, because of the doors they open up. They're very good in TB, very good in GAC, very good in Territory Wars. They're going to be around for a long time. So it's a great investment that if you're looking at them like, hey, wonder if this would be a good idea. You know, yeah, it's a pretty good investment at that Relic 9 tier. It does open up that possibility of getting additional crystals at the Relic 9 tier. It's a great overall. I really like this team. It's been a lot of fun to use. And it's a team that will save you time in a lot of events because you can just press auto. Now, the final one we've got to talk about is Zuckuss and Forlom, right? They have theirs where we're still earning character shards for it. I'm getting character cards. I'm not getting gear from them. Again, I think for these guys, that Relic 7 tier, very similar to the Jedi Vanguard, I think that's going to be where I'm going to take these characters to. Get that Relic 7 tier done, kind of get them there, and then worry about everything else kind of later on. But I think that Relic 7 just makes a lot of sense. You know, allows you to even just a couple times a year get some extra rewards. Like, I think that's a very good trade-off for a lot of players. Because, again, think about the Nightfall era here, right? The Nightfall battle. The first tier, this tier 7 here, right? You need the Relic 7 or above. So you're going to get 10 Zimbital cards and then potentially get 10 Relic 7 or Relic 8 materials, whether it's Era Magnifiers or Impulse Detectors. So you're kind of in this place where you get to the Relic 7 tier with those characters, and you're going to be earning some materials that you didn't even spend on them. So I think that will be well worth it. And especially the difference being these guys only being 2 characters, it does make the ROI a lot less expensive, where like I could see people making an argument to go to Relic 9 there. I personally won't be doing that just because I don't know that they're going to be worth it comparative to some of the other characters. But if somebody told me that they're taking them to Relic 9 or getting them there to Relic 9 because it's less characters and they'll get a return, I'm not going to hate on it. It'll be years down the road, but I can understand the logic. I personally, for me, I just think Relic 7 is the place to be right now for that because of where I feel I am with Relics and the economy as it stands. So, guys, we then want to just quickly touch on these characters and what it's going to look like for their era battles. You know, will they be worth it? I think the big thing here will, again, that Relic 7 level be really, really appropriate for these characters. If there is one for, say, like Darkside Maul, or for Spider Legs Maul, or whatever it is. Maybe there's one for him and the Stranger and characters, you know, whatever the situation. Maybe there's something for this. Then maybe we get into that question where the Relic 9 makes sense. Where a lot of us, like myself, I was able to get to Nightfall pretty quickly because of CX2 and Oppo. I don't know if that will be the case with these characters. I'm not sure what that will or won't look like, but I think you can at least make a good case that at least getting to 7 for these era battles will help you long-term earn some resources that you haven't spent on that character yet and kind of move those across your account in ways that otherwise you wouldn't have been able to do. So yeah, with this guy, I plan to take this team pretty high. It's just going to depend on how quickly I can get to them and when that assault battle runs till. So that's the video, folks. Like, subscribe, comment. I love you all. May the force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, my friends.